Hi guys and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today we're going to do a disassembly of this Cyma CM.045A or AK74U. Hi guys and welcome back. If you do enjoy this video today, please do like and subscribe because you'll be massively helping me out. And a point on safety, obviously just to clarify, this is a safe environment. There is nobody else in or around the room where I'm doing this. I have made sure there's no battery in it, it's been unloaded, there's no ammunition in it, and I've got eye protection on as well, just in case, so I am working safely on top of doing all of this work. So hopefully you've seen the recent unboxing of this CM.045A or the AK74U or AKS74U as it's sometimes known, and things depending on where you've seen it from. So we're going to do a disassembly to get down inside and see what the internals are like, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing it's going to be really good quality. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the top cover and I'm going to release the top handguard there and get that out of the way. We did see, I'll put that back down a second, we did see before that to get rid of the muzzle brake, you just need to hold this little pin in and unscrew it. And it takes some unscrewing, and there it is. That comes off, and then you've got another adapter that is grub screwed in there, so you're going to have to undo the little grub screw in there. It's just the one. This will unscrew and leaving you with a 14mm negative thread inside for you to put what you want on. To get rid of the bottom handguard, there's a little push lever there. We're just going to push that up, out of the way, and you can see there it popped itself out and released it. That's on like a spring clip there that just keeps it sort of tensioned against the body. I absolutely love the quality of the woodwork on this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to release this front block here so it pops forward, and it means that we can start accessing the barrel and everything out of there. So by the looks of it, just to check, I'm going to have to knock this pin out first, which will move this, and then underneath here is a grub screw and this pin, which will release the rest of it to come out, meaning that the outer barrel can come out and the hop unit can come out. Then we can move to the back and release the gearbox out of here. So let's have a look. It looks like the teeth are at this side, so that's on the right hand side. So I'm just going to go off camera and knock that pin. The pin was indeed, the teeth were on the right hand side, so now that should, and it does, sometimes there might be a grub screw underneath there, that just wiggles forward. There we go, and let that hang down. So we've got a little grub screw in here and we've got a body pin, so let's just look for the teeth in there. So the teeth are there. We're going to undo the grub screw first. Sorry, that's too small. It is an Allen key or hex key. There we go. So just loosen that right off. Next I'm going to knock this pin out. There goes the pin. So the teeth were there. And what that should do now is it should release the outer barrel. I might need to remove the little grub screw further, or remove it completely, not lose it. There it is, and that should, in theory, oh yeah, forgetting the plate inside there. So this plate, you can see it moving about. This plate here helps to guide the mags into the latch at the front, so that you are spending less time messing about with trying to reload and more time actually just firing down range at whoever your target is. Get those out of the way. There's the plate, and now this front assembly, there it goes, it has come loose. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push this button in and lift it up and out. I'm going to take that whole spring rod assembly out of the way and pull the charging handle back, and what I need to do is I need to undo those two Phillips head screws there to release the hop from the outer barrel. Obviously, as we usually do, make sure that you keep the screws in the right place together with the components that they come from, so you know A, where they've come from, and B, what they should be for. So I'm just going to release that. There goes the outer barrel assembly, and there is the hop unit and the barrel, so I can just tilt that up and lift that up and out. So take a look at that. Now that's full hop adjustment on, as you can see down there. That's quite a lot of adjustment there. You're going to be able to hop some fairly weighty BBs with that amount of adjustment. I'll turn it back fully off. There we go. The barrel is absolutely spotlessly clean. That's really good. It's nice to see, you know, at times in the past with Cyma, they can be a little bit dirty down there. The hop adjustment is a little bit loose, and I do suspect that will unwind. So you might just want to put a bushing. That's not really helping much. A bushing or something just on there, just to help tension down or friction down this adjustment arm. Not too tight, but just enough to keep it in place. But you've got there plenty of adjustment. If you do want to remove the hop unit, you just pop this clip off, and then the whole thing will just wiggle slowly off the back of the barrel there. That clip sits in the 2 holes or divots in the side of the brass barrel. So the next thing we're going to do then is we're going to release the gearbox out of here, and we're going to take, I don't think that will come out just yet, so never mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove, is just a little cover, which I'm glad about. Pry that out. I'm going to need a little, so on this one, sometimes this bolt here is an actual bolt itself, and you have to more or less use pliers to tighten it down. On this one, I do like that Cyma have done a little cover, showing off then, or uncovering a Phillips head screw. So we're just going to undo that Phillips head screw. I'm going to lift it out very carefully, put that to one side, and we've got the selector comes off. There's the selector. It obviously goes in one particular place, and then we've also got a little brass tube and a little connector thing. Now, you should be able to see the little notch there. I've covered this in previous AKs. That little notch on the inside sit together, and that is how they sort of connect together for adjusting your firing mode. So now we've released that, I can now come to the bottom of the pistol grip, and I can release the Phillips head screw in the bottom of the pistol grip. I love the sort of plum colour of the pistol grip. I'm pretty sure I'm right, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure on the real steel one that's made of Bakelite. So that should now just lift up and out. There goes the charging handle, and take out the gearbox. There we go. If you need to replace the actual stock itself, if you want to put, you know, like an M4 style folding stock on here, you can get it, and it's just a case of knocking this pin out. The teeth are on the top there, so you just knock out from the bottom and it comes up and out, and it's quick and easily sorted. Just looking at, I'm not entirely sure how you would replace that. I'm not sure how you can get it out without spending a little bit of time messing about. I'm sure it's not difficult though to do it. I guess it looks like it's all based on that little spring there. If you get the spring out, then that should come out relatively easily. It's the spring that's keeping it in place. But there's your metal receiver that everything was in. So I'm going to lower the camera down and we can get in a little bit closer on the gearbox. So here we are. So straight away we've got the blue plastic in there. That's a good sign. We've got the fire selector system here. So that is the safe position. So this little bit in here is pushing against the trigger. I can't pull the trigger. And then this, if you look, the teeth are matched up perfectly. So as I rotate that back round, so we're now in single shot. So all the teeth marry up perfectly in line starting. It's actually jumped one then. There we go. There we go. So the teeth all match up in line. So when you adjust it, there we go, that's better. You can see the teeth all match up one to one, so you know that's how it should be when it goes back together. Same on this side. If I turn it back across, the teeth all marry up together, so they should be interlinked like that, and it shouldn't be offset in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to lift that and that out of the way. Next I'm going to remove this little cam thing. So it's a Phillips head screw, and it's probably thread locked in. It is a little bit. Just going to loosen that off. Now what you'll see when I open that up, once you get back to this stage, I'd seat this side in first. Oh, that's a strong magnet. And match it up to the teeth on there. And then this side, it's only got one way that it can sit. 'Cause as you can see, hopefully there, that's got like a half and a half that go together. So that it's centralized, it's making sure that that is sat in the right position, and then you screw it down. Next, we're going to remove the motor and put that out of the way. There does seem to be quite a bit of thread lock or whatever it is that they put on these screws. Pull that out of the way. Now the wiring is kept safe under this part here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a flathead and I'm just going to put that in there, and I'm going to twist and force it away like that. Force it a bit more, and just until it gets over that little notch there, and then it should slide off. What I am going to do is keep a close eye on that. I don't want these metal clips to... I'm not so much worried about the sort of heat shrink over the top, it's making sure that it doesn't nip into anything. And I'm going to put that out of the way. Next, I'm going to work my way around the screws, making sure that I keep them in the same places, so I know where they've come from specifically. So you've got a really tiny one at the front, and then we've got 3, I believe, all of the same size. Let's have a look. So 1, no, 2 slightly longer at the back, 1 medium, and then 1 very short, in that order. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little flathead under this. There. I'm just going to get that under there and pop this off, and that just protects the gear set. Always make sure when you're rebuilding that this goes back on. It helps to keep junk out your gearbox, dust and what have you. Put that down. Now, unlike a version 2, where you get the sort of hole in the back, there's no hole in the back of this gearbox. So what I'm going to do is, as I start splitting it, I've got a flathead there, I'm going to push this in the back like that, and then pull up on the screwdriver, pushing the spring guide down to keep it all secure so it doesn't come flying out of the back. And then we have the inside of the gearbox. So straight away you've got the nice blue plastic stuff. You've got their normal linear spring. It's actually relatively soft. I'm quite impressed with that. And we'll lift the cylinder and piston assembly out. That'll do for now. And I'm going to check out the air compression in there, the air seals. I'm going to put my finger over the end, and I'm going to push the piston in. So after the venting, I'm looking for, I can only push it so far, and there is a little bit of pressure, but I can push that in pretty freely all the way down, which means that the air seals are not amazing. It's still doing, you know, sort of 330, 340 FPS. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly, but you know, it's obviously working well enough for that. So it's just to be aware of, if you do want to up your FPS, you might not need to do anything other than just changing the O-ring on the piston head there. It's quite nice. It's all very well made. I do like the blue anodized cylinder head as well. So again, you're still getting the same kind of pressure. There's no like actual build up there where it locks it in, but it's obviously something to be aware of, but it definitely doesn't stop it working properly. The gear set, oh, there goes the trigger block. It's not helpful, but never mind. Oops. So you've got your metal bushings in there, you've got the standard blue grease daubed about. Your gear set is just regular, generic Cyma gear set that holds up pretty well under most circumstances. The gearbox casing is fairly well cast. You know, there's nothing terribly wrong with anything here. It's all looking good. Now, if this happens to you when you're disassembling your gearbox, this trigger block goes in with a little hook at the top there, and we'll slide that back in like that. Now, seat that back down in there. This spring here needs to hook. Get that? Got a little screwdriver there. This little spring here needs to hook up and over there like that, and then it's adjustable like that. and that's how you put the trigger block and trigger spring back in like that. There's the cut-off lever that controls the single shot and full auto. So if it's up to the gear, as the little triangle bit there, you can't, there we go, clean it off a little bit. As this comes round, there we go, and touches on that, it'll lift the trigger block so that the gearbox cuts off. Obviously, if it's not pushed up against the gear, then full auto happens, because it just allows the gear to keep going round until you let go and break the electrical circuit. So all in all, fairly well built, particularly the externals are absolutely rock solid, really happy with that, other than the tiny little bit of wobble on the muzzle brake, but that's easily fixed with a little bit of PTFE tape or something, just to pad it out a little bit. Gearbox, fairly standard, rock solid Cyma gearbox, will service you pretty well regardless of what you're trying to do with it. So other than that, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please do make sure you like and subscribe if this has been useful to you. If you've got any questions, ask them below, and I will see you next time. Bye.